Welcome back to another video, guys. In this one, we're going to be going over a simple trading strategy I use on a day-to-day basis to make a consistent 1 to 3K per day. I highly recommend you guys watch the entire thing through. If you guys need to watch this on 1.5x, go ahead and do that, but do not skip over or miss any parts of the video. That's where you get confused about the strategy and you miss very key details. Trading is very meticulous and takes a lot of precision and detail to execute proper strategies and trades. I'm a 22-year-old day trader that's been trading for 6 years now. I've made over 7 figures in the course of my career, and that number is just going up and up by the years. And I've been able to scale up multiple portfolios from $500 all the way up to $5K and $500 all the way up to $100K. Now, before I get into this video, I'm hosting a new 500 to 50K trading challenge where I'm going to be resetting my 6-figure portfolio to $500, and I'm going to be trading that all the way up to $50,000. Every trade that I take will be posted in the Discord server for you guys to follow in real time, as well as my analysis and why I take every trade that I take. I've previously completed 10 500 to 50K challenges, but this time we're going to be changing things up for 2025, and we're going to be taking $500 all the way up to 50K. Click the first link and join the Discord in the description. It's going to be free to join for a limited time, so click the link below and I'll see you guys in there. So in this video, I'm going to be going over a swing strategy that I've used to make a consistent 1,000 to 3K every single day. Now, if you guys know me and are in the Discord, you guys know that swing trading is where most of the money comes. Day trading is great, scalping is great. We do catch 1 to 2 scalps or day trades per day, but swing trading is where I size in heavier and I'm able to get those 200%, 300%, and 500% gains. There's going to be 3 components to this video. The first part of it, I'm going to be going over the exact strategy I use. Second part is going to be applying the strategy, and then the third part is the actual results using the strategy. First and foremost, I'm going to be going over buy side and sell side liquidity, how to identify these liquidity zones, and how you can properly execute trades off of them. When we're looking for liquidity zones, your structure is going to look something very similar to this. I'm going to go over to a hypothetical structure here. So we have a accumulation range of a stock. Now assume we're looking at this on the 1 hour time frame. We have a clear range where we're trading at right now. So if you guys really pay attention, so right here is about the highs we're trading at, and down here is about the lows that we are trading at. Now, just like the stock market, this is not going to be exactly perfect to the penny. There's going to be some ups and downs between this range. Once we have this range and we identify the highs and lows, this is where we are going to go in and we're going to identify our liquidities. So buy side liquidity is going to rest at the top. Now I'm just going to change the color of this to something else to make it more noticeable. So buy side liquidity is going to rest at the top here, and then our sell side liquidity is going to rest at the bottom here. So this is where liquidity rests between an accumulation range. Now, what happens when we do disrespect the liquidity and we break it? We're typically rejecting off our buy side liquidity. This is an area where buyers get liquidated and it pushes price down. Eventually, we have to break out of the accumulation range, whether it's for the upside or downside. In an uptrend, we're most likely going to break for the upside. That is not going to completely disregard the liquidity zone that we created. Now that is going to act as our support zone or our sell side liquidity. Liquidity is dynamic. The major thing that changes whether we're trading above the zone or below the zone. When we're trading below a liquidity zone, the top zone is always going to be buy side. The bottom zone is always going to be sell side. Now that we identify what a structure could possibly look like, this is where we are going to formulate exactly where we catch our entry at. So an ideal entry for us would not be to enter off the initial break that you see here. Our ideal entry is going to be at a retest of liquidity. This is where you typically want to enter, not right here. Now, most people will get fear of missing out or FOMO, and they will try to catch an entry maybe up here or over here or up here, And then once we come back down and retest liquidity, they can get stopped out. So to completely avoid the FOMO, do not catch any type of entry off the first initial break. And I'm gonna show you guys why. Because more times than not, if we come back down, retest liquidity and respect it, there's a higher likelihood that we're gonna create a higher high rather than just breaking down straight through liquidity. So always wait for a retest and catch your entry off of there. This strategy can also be used for downside. When we break liquidity for the downside, we can have a retest of our sell side or buy side liquidity and have a continuation to lower lows. So jumping into our chart here, now I'm gonna show you guys a real-time example of what that may look like. If you guys pay close attention, we have our range right here. We have our buy side liquidity resting up here. We have sell side liquidity resting down here. Now I'm gonna show you guys two back-to-back examples of this working. So we have two clear liquidity zones resting over here. First zone, you guys can see we're trading in a range where we're constantly retesting this liquidity zone. It's going to be called our current buy side liquidity. And we're just constantly retesting this liquidity zone, rejecting off of it until we eventually break it here. So once we have the initial break, we do not want to catch our entry. We want to wait for a retest down and then catch an entry for longs. Same exact situation here, guys. Once we break buy side liquidity, this becomes our new sell side liquidity. And the top zone, because it's trading above, becomes our buy side liquidity. So once again, we end up breaking, bouncing off our new sell side liquidity, breaking the new buy side. And once again, we do not want to enter off this initial push up. There is going to be a retest down before it makes its move to the upside. And this is where you're going to want to catch your entry for longs. And since we are on the 1 hour chart looking at a larger time frame, this is going to be a swing trade. This trade over here as well is going to be considered a swing trade. This strategy works very well on options trading, stocks, and futures. Now for the options traders that want to apply this strategy, there's two things you want to do. You want to make sure you're taking contracts that expire at least 5 to 7 days out. Now, since I personally trade options and a little bit of futures, but mainly options, I normally take contracts that expire a few days out to give me that time advantage, that theta advantage, in case it takes a bit longer for us to see that move up. The second thing I need you guys to consider when you're trading options is because we have the theta factor or the time decay factor, you guys want to average in if necessary. If you get caught in an accumulation phase for a day or two, you guys can possibly get a better fill or average in after the accumulation phase. This is going to significantly increase your gains. Now jumping into some trades that I took, I'm gonna show you guys the first trade that I took that made me 135% profit. So on November 21st, once we broke out of the highs of this range, I ended up entering 596 calls. And as you guys can see, that trade went really well because within the next few days, our contracts were in the money and we hit a peak of 600 on SPY within that next week. So the trade for me looks something like this. Targeting equal highs. So considering the fact that we had equal highs here, our take profit was up here and that profited us about 135%. This is just one trade that I took, and I have hundreds of students in the Discord server making hundreds and thousands of dollars every single day just following simple trades like this. That is going to be it for this strategy. If you guys have any questions about this strategy, feel free to leave a comment below. I'll try to get to as many people as possible. Or you can DM me on Discord. I respond to everyone's DMs. Whether you're in the free Discord or you're in the premium, it does not matter to me. I try to answer everyone's questions equally. So join the Discord server and make sure you guys like and subscribe and follow my Instagram in the bio. Join the Discord server and I'll see you guys in there. Until next time, take care.